here is the problem with American men these days. They don't know how to do anything. You men think you're tough because you can do some crunches, because you survived a spin class. Renowned columnist Dave Barry is not impressed with you. And that's why he's here to give us all the secrets to manhood that he'll be divulging in his new book, You Can Date Boys When You're 40. Hi, Dave.
Hey.
So it seems like you're having some issues with men these days. Why don't you tell me what the problem is?
Well, as you say, we don't know how to do anything. Everything's done for us. We can't find anything without a GPS. We don't even flush our own urinals. I don't know if you're aware of this, but we go in. There's like when you go in there to the men's room, the urinal flushes itself. Actually, there's some people in Omaha, Nebraska, who flush it. They're watching you, and then when you're done, they flush it for you. This is wrong. We used to be able to, conquer the whole continent. We used to be able to ford rivers. Men today couldn't. I don't know how to ford a river. Nobody knows how to ford. I mean, you would need like an app, like a river fording app.
Luckily for these men, they can buy your book, thank God, which has has lots of handy man skills. Why don't you start with telling us how to cook a steak?
Yeah, I have a section on cooking a steak. There are people who, you get a steak. First of all, you get a, piece of meat and it doesn't matter which one. They're all from the inside of a cow. Should be about the size of a manhole cover. And some people like to, put herbs and spices on it and marinate it ahead of time. Those people are pansies. Just put it on the grill and then you drink a timing beer. It's very important that this not be a light beer, okay? This country wasn't founded by people drinking light beer. At Valley Forge, they were drinking real beer. That's what you should be drinking when your steak is cooking. Then after a while, you check your steak, and if it's still cold, you didn't light the grill. That should have been step one. I forgot that. So light the grill, and flip it over at another timing beer. Flip it over and check it. If it's got molten plastic all over it, that means you didn't take the plastic off. That also should have been step one. Just serve it in a dark area and make sure there's plenty of beer, not light beer.
Now, one of the other man skills that you say is particularly important is how to jumpstart a car,
right.
Which does feel pretty important.
It is. Nobody knows how to jump. It's very simple. First of all, you need another car. So go get a car that works and park it next to your car. Or just if the owner's not around, just take that car. No, that would be wrong. That would be wrong. Then you have to locate your hood, which is the large piece of metal with bird poop on it. And you have to open the hood of both cars. Probably the best way to do that is with a crowbar. Then you locate the battery, which is this disgusting thing there with car leprosy on it. So don't touch the battery. Then this is very important. Dial 911 and let them know that something bad could be about to happen. And then you take a red jumper cable. You should have jumper cables. I should have told you that. It should have been step one. Takes a red jumper cable to the positive terminal of your car, or the carburetor is also called. Then connect the opposite end to this car part of the other car, like an electronic part, like the radio. Then do the same thing in the opposite order with the black cable, but reverse the polarity. And then try to start the car. If at that time there's like a giant eruption ball of flame, you have done something wrong.
Dave, some of your man skills are a little bit terrifying. Okay, let's go into a couple things you think men should never do. What is on your list of just absolutely not sacrificing your manhood?
Number one, most important, is get hold of the New York Times, which I realize is a competing newspaper. Go to the men's fashion section of the New York Times, and whatever it says to do not do that, okay? Like, about every 6 months, the New York Times fashion section decides that men should wear capri pants. No, men should not wear capri pants, ever. I realize there are nations where men wear capri pants, but none of those nations has ever won a war. Okay, so that's number one. Don't do anything and also scarves. Remember for a while men were wearing scarves? Like all the men in New York were wearing scarves. Don't do that. It looked like everybody was trying out for Lawrence of Arabia. That's the New York Times fashion section. So that's one thing you never do.
All right, Dave, I'm on board with you with the capris, but let's talk about pedicures for a second. On the one hand, I feel like that's not very manly. On the other hand, I feel like men have gross feet. So what's the ruling?
I think a man should never get a pedicure. If the option is, if it just has to do something about his feet, amputate them before you get a pedicure, is my advice. Or just wear shoes. What's wrong with shoes? Wear them. Wear them all the time. Wear them in the shower. Wear them to bed. Don't ever get a pedicure, men.
All right, Dave, we are going to have to agree to disagree on that one. But I will say everyone should pick up Dave Barry's new book, You Can Date Boys When You're 40. Dave Barry.
Everyone should, yes.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.